everybody, this is Michał Jurewicz at Mytek Audio in New York. I'm the founder and chief designer of Mytek, and I'm very proud today to introduce you to a brand new product of Mytek, a long-awaited Brooklyn Bridge 2. I'm gonna briefly introduce you to the product and compare it with the predecessor, the Brooklyn Bridge Original or Brooklyn Bridge 1, and I will now talk a little bit about what you're seeing here. So this is the original Brooklyn Bridge that we sold in the past 3 years, and was very popular because it's a great DAC with great functionality and with some abilities to stream music. It was kind of half streamer Roon ready device, and this is the brand new Brooklyn Bridge 2, which we are introducing now. Essentially, we announced it almost 1.5 or 2 years ago, but only introducing right now in the fall, and this is the product that will replace the original Brooklyn Bridge. There are major differences between the two. The main difference is a completely redesigned digital platform. This was low-level programming assembly of a lot of small circuits and chips that basically perform the functionality here. The Brooklyn Bridge 2 has all this moved to a Intel-based Linux audio software platform that open all kinds of new possibilities, including integration of the Roon core, which actually exists inside this box. So this product uses the license from Roon that allows us to praise essentially all Roon core functionality inside the box. And the box itself is the playback engine that can power this playback as well as the playback in many other devices at home. Users that are familiar with Roon and probably are familiar with the concept of this distributed playback over the network. Roon is an amazing browsing and playback platform that has been popular because it's so great. It works well. It's focused on music. It's designed to give you the best music fun experience with all the rich metadata screen, information about recordings, and it also is the only advanced platform that actually is able to play all digital formats up to DSD 512 as well as 768 and 384 PCM. That's very important for Mytek. That's why we chose Roon to power this device. The development of the system started with the Empire Streamer. Empire Streamer uses similar architecture where basically there is a combination of Roon core and an addition of so-called Mytek OS, also a Linux platform that provides all additional functionality. What you basically see here on the screen is the screen of Mytek OS that is kind of connecting to Roon and through API and transferring the information between the Mytek OS and the Roon core. So the screen is always updated to whatever program we are playing here. Brooklyn Bridge 2 is a package of pretty much similar enclosure to the original Brooklyn Bridge. It's a little deeper, it's 1 inch deeper, which is actually the same depth as the Brooklyn and Plus. The two can be combined for a neat small stereo system. And the difference on the front that you see is that the screen is bigger and you don't have buttons, okay? So essentially the menu where you select a function and then you click a button has been replaced with a touch screen. This is actually a touch screen that I can choose functionality on, and the touch screen is bigger. It's actually one screen as opposed to two screens in the Brooklyn Bridge original, and it's also an LCD based screen, so it's actually a very modern LCD that's very bright. It's actually brighter than the original Brooklyn Bridge, and also it will not burn out like the original Brooklyn Bridge that had the problem that the screens based on OLED technology will actually burn out a little bit after about 3 years. So this one actually will never burn out. It's an LCD screen rich in colors and with actually higher resolution than the screen here. There's a resolution here is 800 by 340 pixels and gives you a very good impression, including the photography and covers on the screen. Essentially, it's a touch screen, but it's also meant to be an auxiliary screen in a sense that that screen can be repeated in iPad application, and actually the functionality that you have here can be accessed from an iPad that will be connected to the same network as the Brooklyn Bridge 2, and from that iPad you can either control the Brooklyn Bridge through Roon, or you can access functionality of additional functionality of preamplifier. We also have Bluetooth connectivity. You can access that from an iPad, Mytek iPad application as well. It's basically a web-based interface that can open on iPad or actually any computer or any browser that you would like to open it with, and from that it could be controlled as well. I have here an example of actually four ways that you can control Brooklyn Bridge. One convenient with a lot of information would be an iPad, and that gives you all credits and the texts and all information about the record when you're playing it. You can use an iPhone or a telephone in general. It can be an Android as well, where you have a little smaller screen, but it's more convenient. You always have it with you. That's another way of controlling the Brooklyn Bridge 2. And then the other option that you have, there is also an infrared remote. This is an Apple remote that basically can control the volume as well as skip and stop and play back the song. That even smaller than the phone for people used to this type of remote. That's very convenient as well. And finally, you can also control it from the front screen. If you don't have all this and you want to play music, you can just simply press it on the front and play it. As you can see, the menu is completely different. It's basically a modern kind of approach when we try to design the menu using basically an iPhone principle, when you basically click icons and get very easily to where you need to get without really having to read the manual. Most importantly, the Brooklyn Bridge 2 as a platform opens lots of new possibilities. So for the moment, this product requires room to play, and that's the main core application to play music. In the future, we hope to open possibility to also other options, such as, for example, Spotify Connect, and of course Bluetooth function. Here it would be useful for a lot of people, despite maybe not the ideal sound quality. It's still for the convenience. You can use Bluetooth. The Bluetooth it's a modern Bluetooth 5. it will do all the formats that your phone can do. So if it's an aptX or AAC on iPhone, you can play music with very high quality. The rest of the unit, it's similar to original but improved. Instead of switching power supply inside here, we have a large toroidal transformer, almost a 100-watt transformer inside the unit powering everything, and that has the major impact on sound quality. The DAC is similar to the original one, although the addition of the toroidal power supply moves the sound quality up a notch, and it is significantly better than this one in a sense of deeper bass, tighter bass, more resolution, blacker background, and so on, with the same, so to speak, Mytek studio sound quality, where we try to perfectly balance musicality and precision. There are some innovations in the box. For instance, there is a so-called HAT, which is a harmonic audio tuning. It's a feature that is described a little better on the web page. When we update the web page, you will get an introduction of what it actually is. But we are able to shape the sound of the DAC with more or less even harmonics, giving it cleaner or warmer sound depending on your preferences. Another details include things like internal hard disk. Will also offer now an additional option for users to actually being able to use a 2 terabyte storage space inside the DAC, and headphone amp here is pretty much the same as it was. You have 2 jacks. You can use either 2 pairs of headphones or a balance adapter that will allow you to drive a very powerful, very difficult to drive headphones with enough power. All that is similar packaging. Generally, you could say it's a greatly improved product with an addition of the room core. So basically, if you had a different room core, room nucleus, or a computer, you wouldn't be needing it. You can use the one inside. The back of the unit is also different. Both bridges, this is the Brooklyn Bridge Original, this is the Brooklyn Bridge 2. Both bridges can be connected to network. They can be connected to network through Wi-Fi or through Ethernet. Here as well, Ethernet connection is recommended by room. Whenever you can do that, you should use the wire. There are a number of reasons why. It's mostly stability and an elimination of possible Wi-Fi IP network issues that you could have if you have complicated home network. But it will also work well enough with the actual Wi-Fi as well. What you see here on the back is that both units had balance output. It's present on both. Brooklyn Bridge Original had 2 SPDIF inputs and an analog input that could have been either line level or phono. Here we actually separated. You have phono, line level, and then those are actually analog outputs. And here you have a pair of SPDIF, optical, and USB. So you can play music from internal streamer into the DAC here, but also if you wanted to use this as a DAC, you can connect it to an external streaming source or a music source through USB, optical, which could be your TV or CD player, and then to speed, if all this is 24/192 capable. That you see here two antennas as opposed to one antenna here. This is a very modern Wi-Fi. It's an Intel 6 system that's basically the fastest available today. It also has a Bluetooth. Because of that, when you use two antennas, you have better and more robust connection. You have here a post for the ground for your phono player. If you want to connect that, the phono amplifier inside is very decent. It will work with a moving coil as well as moving magnet. So this box has essentially everything you may want in a modern preamplifier. It's small, compact. It has a playback engine inside with the best software available. When you compare Mytek Brooklyn Bridge 2 to other streamers in this price range, the main difference would be the way you play music, which would generally be far superior to all other custom or proprietary playback systems on the other players. It will also sound better, and that's a bold statement, but we truly believe that this DAC sounds better than most streamers in this price range of $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000, even $7,000. And you get all this additional very clever functionality, phono-free, in the digital inputs, and all kinds of other functionality that will be adding in the software as we produce those units in the next several years. The upgrade is pretty simple. When there is a new software revision available, you will get notification on the front screen that upgrade is available, and you can just, like on any computer, you can say yes, I want to upgrade, and the unit will get upgraded, and there will be an addition of the new functionality as we develop this, which we will be basically announcing on our website. This is the introduction of the new Brooklyn Bridge 2. I'm Michał at Mytek, and I will see you at the upcoming shows. The next show that we are doing is the Capital Audio Fest. We'll be in Madison Room at Capital Audio Fest, playing the Empire through Empire monoblocks, an amazingly precise and beautiful sound. And we will be showing Brooklyn Bridge 2. Please stop by and talk to us. Thank you very much.